In a world that never stops moving, a quiet habit has stealthily taken hold of our seniors, a habit so subtle yet so damaging that it's quietly fueling depression and isolation. Imagine precious days slowly slipping away as loneliness creeps in, unnoticed until it's too late. Today, we uncover this hidden danger and reveal practical ways to restore connection and reclaim the joy of life, before another moment is lost. I remember hearing about Mr. Howard, a kind soul in his late 70s, who once had a sparkle in his eyes every time he shared a funny story from his youth. Over time, though, he began to withdraw. At first, it was just small changes. He'd skip his weekly card games, decline family dinners, and eventually found solace in the quiet corners of his own home. Over the years, that quiet became a heavy silence. It was as if each day he sat a little further away from the life he once enjoyed. And Mr. Howard's story isn't unique. Many seniors, perhaps even some of us, have unknowingly fallen into the trap of too much solitude. It's interesting to note that as we age, life can sometimes lead us into habits that we believe are comforting but end up isolating us. Research shows that regular social interaction plays a vital role in keeping our minds sharp and our hearts light. In fact, studies indicate that seniors who maintain strong social ties are less likely to experience depression and even show improvements in their overall physical health. This isn't just about keeping busy, it's about connecting with people who understand our journeys, sharing moments of joy, and sometimes, even the occasional tear. Let's think about our daily routines. Maybe, like many of us, you've grown accustomed to a quiet morning ritual, sipping your coffee in silence, reading the newspaper by yourself, and then spending the day without much interaction. At first, this routine might feel peaceful, but over time, that same quiet can start to feel lonely. Have you ever felt that way? A gentle emptiness that seems to grow louder with each passing day? It's not a sign of weakness or something to be ashamed of, it's simply a part of the human experience when we lose touch with the people who bring meaning to our lives. I once sat with Mrs. Evelyn, a dear friend who shared her story with a soft smile and a hint of sadness. She told me how after her husband passed away, the days seemed to stretch endlessly, filled with memories but lacking the laughter and warmth of shared moments. At first, she believed that staying alone would help her heal, but slowly, the isolation began to dim her inner light. Evelyn's experience is a gentle reminder that while solitude can be a time for reflection and peace, too much of it can lead to feelings of deep loneliness and depression. It might surprise you to learn that this isn't just an emotional issue. Recent research suggests that seniors who experience prolonged isolation are at a higher risk for various health problems, from heart disease to cognitive decline. Our bodies and minds thrive on interaction. Just like a garden that needs sunlight and water to bloom, our spirits need the warmth of human connection to flourish. When we let silence take over, we inadvertently close the door to the laughter, advice, and shared experiences that keep us vibrant. I invite you to pause for a moment and reflect on your own life. Think about the conversations you've had recently, the calls you've made, or the smiles you've shared. It's never too late to reach out, and sometimes, the smallest gesture, a phone call to an old friend or a visit to a neighbor, can be the spark that rekindles our inner joy. Now, let's consider the practical side of things. Many seniors face challenges that make it difficult to break out of isolation. Transportation issues, physical limitations, and even the feeling that they no longer matter can all create barriers to staying connected. I remember a story about a community in a small town that took a simple but profound step. They arranged for a shuttle service exclusively for seniors. Suddenly, doors that had been closed by a lack of mobility swung open, and people who had once been isolated were now meeting, laughing, and even planning group outings. This shows that with a little help and some innovative thinking, we can overcome the obstacles that make isolation seem inevitable. If you're listening and you recognize any of these challenges in your own life or in the lives of someone you love, take heart. There are practical steps we can take together to create a more connected and joyful community. One of the first things to remember is that it's okay to ask for help. Whether it's reaching out to family members, friends, or local community groups, letting someone know that you need a little extra company can make all the difference. I encourage you to share your thoughts on this, maybe in the comments, so we can learn from each other's experiences. It's also essential to stay active, both mentally and physically. Research shows that seniors who engage in regular exercise not only maintain better physical health but also experience improved moods and reduced feelings of depression. Imagine a gentle walking group where friends meet in the morning to stroll through a park, breathing in the fresh air, and chatting about the simple pleasures of life. Such moments might seem small, but they have a cumulative power that can transform your days. Even activities like stretching or a bit of light yoga can revitalize your body and lift your spirits. Remember, it's not about intense workouts but about the joy of moving and connecting with others. I'd like to share another story, this one about a senior named Arthur, who discovered that learning new things could open up a world of connection. Arthur had always been curious but felt hesitant to step into the digital age. However, when he attended a local workshop on using smartphones and social media, he was surprised to find that it wasn't as daunting as he'd imagined. With gentle guidance from patient instructors, he learned how to video call his grandchildren, join online groups, and even discover communities of people with similar interests. Arthur's experience is a wonderful reminder that embracing technology doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, research suggests that seniors who engage with technology often feel more confident and less isolated, as they're able to bridge the gap between generations and cultures. It's moments like these that underscore the importance of staying open to change. Life may present us with new challenges, but it also offers opportunities for growth and renewal. I encourage you to try something new, whether it's attending a local class, exploring a hobby you've always been interested in, or simply reaching out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. If you find that you enjoy the experience, consider sharing your journey with others. Perhaps even leave a comment or send a message to a friend, inviting them to join you on a new adventure. And if you're finding value in these shared moments, it might be worth subscribing to our community here, where we continue to explore ways to make life more vibrant and connected. Let's take a moment now to talk about finances and the stress that often accompanies them. Financial stability is a topic that many seniors find particularly daunting, especially when it seems like the world is changing faster than we can keep up with. It's natural to feel anxious about money matters, and sometimes that stress can contribute to a sense of isolation. Studies indicate that seniors who plan their finances carefully and seek advice are not only more secure but also experience lower levels of anxiety. Imagine having a friendly chat with a trusted advisor who understands your unique situation and offers advice in a way that feels both reassuring and practical. It's about taking those small steps, like reviewing your budget, speaking with a financial planner, or even joining a local seminar that discusses retirement strategies. These actions not only help you manage your money better but also connect you with others who are navigating similar challenges. I recall meeting a woman named Linda, who had been worried about her savings and the future. At first, the thought of managing her finances was overwhelming. But when she joined a local financial literacy workshop, she found that she wasn't alone. The group shared stories, offered practical advice, and slowly, Linda began to see that with a bit of guidance and community support, she could regain control over her financial future. Her newfound confidence was infectious, and soon, others began to reach out, sharing their own concerns and solutions. It's these moments that remind us that sharing our worries can lighten the load and open the door to valuable support and friendship. Sometimes, it's not just our physical health or finances that need attention, but also our emotional well-being. Loneliness can creep in quietly, making us feel as if we're fading away from the world. Research shows that emotional well-being is deeply connected to the strength of our social ties. When we share our thoughts, feelings, and even our fears with someone who listens, we not only feel understood but also become more resilient in the face of life's challenges. There's a gentle power in knowing that someone cares, that you're not alone in your struggles. It could be a neighbor who stops by for a chat, a relative who sends a thoughtful letter, or a community group that welcomes you with open arms. I remember a time when I felt particularly alone, and a simple phone call from a friend made all the difference. That call was like a warm embrace that reminded me that I was seen, heard, and valued. Have you ever experienced something similar? It's these genuine, heartfelt interactions that can truly lift our spirits. I invite you to reflect on those moments of connection in your own life and consider reaching out to someone today. Maybe it's time to pick up the phone and share a kind word with someone you care about. And if you find that these reminders resonate with you, perhaps you could like this message as a small token of your appreciation, letting others know that they're not alone in this journey. Another important aspect is staying digitally connected, especially in today's world where technology plays such a vital role. Many seniors feel hesitant about diving into the digital world, thinking that it's too complicated or simply not for them. But data suggests that seniors who learn to navigate digital tools not only stay more informed but also feel a greater sense of connection to the world around them. Think of it like learning a new language, a language of video calls, online chats, and digital communities that can bridge distances and bring us closer together. I recently heard about a group of seniors who started a digital club, where they learned how to use smartphones, explore social media safely, and even share their own stories online. The transformation was remarkable. These individuals felt empowered, connected, and more confident than ever before. It might sound intimidating at first, but the journey into digital literacy is a gradual one, filled with small victories and moments of triumph. Perhaps you know someone who has been hesitant to try out new technology, or maybe you felt that way yourself. Consider joining a local class or asking a tech-savvy friend for help. Embracing these digital tools could be the key to unlocking a world of connection and information that you might have thought was out of reach. And if you find yourself enjoying these newfound skills, feel free to share your experiences in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step into the digital world. As we continue this journey together, I want to emphasize that none of these challenges are insurmountable. Whether it's breaking the habit of too much quiet, managing finances with confidence, nurturing emotional well-being, or embracing technology, every small step counts. Remember, you are not defined by isolation or by the quiet moments that have grown too heavy. Instead, you are a vibrant part of a community, capable of rekindling connections and creating new opportunities for joy and fulfillment. Before I close, let me gently remind you of something important. If you found value in this conversation and feel that it speaks to your own experiences, consider subscribing to our channel. Your subscription not only keeps you informed but also supports a community that believes in sharing hope and practical solutions. And while you're at it, a small like or a comment sharing your own story can go a long way in encouraging others who might be facing similar challenges. Every interaction, no matter how small, has the power to change a life. Let's revisit a simple truth together: our lives are enriched by the connections we forge. It's about hearing a friend's laughter, sharing a thoughtful conversation, and even the comforting sound of someone's voice reminding you that you matter. Research indicates that seniors who engage regularly in such social activities are not only happier but also healthier, both mentally and physically. It's a heartening reminder that the secret to a fulfilled life isn't hidden in grand gestures but in the everyday moments of connection and care. I want to leave you with one final thought. The quiet habit that many of us have grown accustomed to isn't an inevitable part of aging. It's a challenge, yes, but one that we can overcome together. Let's reach out to that neighbor, call that old friend, and open our hearts to the world around us. If you know someone who might be feeling isolated, share this message with them. A simple act of kindness, a conversation, a shared smile, a word of encouragement, can transform a day, a week, or even a life. As we wrap up today's conversation, I invite you to take a moment of reflection. Think about what you can do differently tomorrow. Maybe it's making that call you've been putting off, joining a local group, or even exploring a new hobby that brings you joy. Let these thoughts guide you to a more connected, happier life. And remember, if you have ideas, personal stories, or even small tips that have helped you in your own journey, please share them in the comments. Your insights could be the gentle push someone else needs to take that step toward a more fulfilling life. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you feel a little lighter, a little more inspired, and ready to break free from the quiet habit that might be holding you back. You are never truly alone, and every day holds the promise of new connections and renewed hope. If you enjoyed this conversation, please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue this journey of discovery and connection together. Take care, dear friends, and remember, a single conversation, a shared moment, can transform your world. Let's fix this habit and fill our lives with the warmth of connection and the joy of being together. Until next time, keep smiling, keep reaching out, and always believe that every day is a new beginning.